Okay, we're going to start going over this. So everybody flip your science book back to page 121. I want everything else put away. It's not. Nothing was clicking. Okay, so lesson 3 is on how do adaptations help animals. Lesson 2 was on plants. Plants and animals both need adaptations in order to what? Survive. Okay, that is the key of adaptations. You guys yesterday read the first half of the lesson. Number 1 on page 121. Number 1, it gave you a little chart to fill in. It says, read the adaptations listed in the left column of the chart and write a possible function of the adaptation. What is a function? Harper? Yeah, like its purpose. Why do you think they need that adaptation? So, fur. What do you think the purpose of fur is, Sophia?
To keep warm.
Yeah, to help that animal keep warm. What kind of animals would need to keep warm?
Bears.
In animals that live where? Kendall?
Like in Antarctica?
Yeah, in cold climates, okay? So it's to keep warm, but add in cold climates. Why do dogs shed in the summer? Why do dogs shed in the summer, Reese? Yes, because it is a warmer climate around here in the summer, so they do not need all that fur to keep warm. So their bodies naturally shed all of the extra fur in order to cool themselves down. Okay, large eyes. Why might some animals have large eyes, Sophie?
To help see better when they're gathering food.
Okay, to help see better. Did it mention large eyes in the text? It didn't? Okay, sides of heads versus front of heads, predator and prey. Okay, so yeah, it is to see. The eyes are to see. What did you say? See to get food?
Yeah.
Okay, see to get food. A lot of the times, animals with larger eyes are animals that are out at nighttime so that they can see when it is dark. See to get food. I'm just going to add in parentheses, when dark. Okay, why do you think some animals have long legs?
Like if they need help reaching food.
Okay, need help reaching food, like what?
Like
What animal were you thinking of?
giraffe.
Okay, a giraffe. They have long legs, but they also have a long what?
Neck.
Neck. Those are both adaptations, so possibly to reach food.
To run away from predators?
To possibly run faster. Do longer legs always run faster?
Yeah.
Is it the legs or is it the stride?
Stride.
The stride is longer, which could potentially get them away quicker. Sophia?
Distance to long distances.
Okay, so kind of like a mixture of those two. Okay, so we can put to get food is fine. To get food / reach food would probably be a better one. The book says for wading. What is wading? W-A-D-I-N-G. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of what waders are. When do you need waders?
Water.
When do you need waders? Abby?
People who look you food.
Wader. W-A-D-E-R-S. No, W-A-D, but I'm not calling on you because you're doing that, okay? That's, Guys, we gotta self-control. You're gonna get there, I promise. Jude, what are waders for?
Like whenever you go in like a river or something so you don't get like
Yes,
water.
waders are like boots that come up to like your waist so that you can walk through water. Typically if you're like duck hunting or like my husband has to wear them all the time because he works on bridges for the railroad, but if he ever has to get in the river, he has like waders that go up like to his shoulders almost to where he doesn't get wet if he's in the water, okay? So why Would the book say wading? So what do you think wading is if waders are big rubber boots that cover your whole body?
Keep water out.
So what do you think wading is?
Like just getting to the higher part above water to keep water from. I don't know.
No, because you guys can wade. You guys are able to wade.
Like walking through water.
Walking through water is wading, okay? So why do you think long legs would be beneficial? Let's think of like birds, okay? Blue herons are tall, skinny. They're not skinny. They're long leg. I need both of your guys' punch cards. Just bring them up now, okay? They're long-legged birds that stand in the water. Why do you think they use their long legs and stand in the water, Harper? To catch fish. So wading, their long legs help them wade, which keeps them above the water to where they can look down and get the fish. Okay? We put to get food. That's essentially the same thing, but that's what the long legs is, an adaptation. Okay? It's an adaptation so that they are able to stand up higher than the water and then reach down and get their food. Is that the only question on that page? Yeah. Okay. Okay, and Finley mentioned the eyes. What did it say about the eyes? Was that in this paragraph? Oh, it's on the next page? Okay. Okay, we'll get there then. Okay, so the next one you had to do was number 2 on page 122. Number 2 on page 122. Says infer. The pictures below show 3 structural adaptations. First, what is a structural adaptation? Harper? Yeah, it's a how their body has changed. A structural means like structure. The outside of its body has changed in order to survive. Okay? Since it's an adaptation. Write what you think the purpose of each one is. So let's go to the gecko first. And it talks about its feet. So it's wanting you to focus on its feet. Why do you think, first let's look at its feet. What are some characteristics of its feet? Bryce?
It has like a grip on it to climb things better.
Okay, so it looks like, but what does it have that lets it grip things?
Opposable fingers.
Yeah, so it kind of has like fingers, and they look like they're, does it have like sharp nails on the end of it, it kind of looks like? Okay, and he is correct. That's probably to help them grip so that they can climb better. Do you guys agree? Yes. Okay, so let's write, it doesn't have suction cups. It does kind of look like it, but it doesn't. It just kind of has like fingers with nails to where it can bend around the branches and even dig into it a little bit. So its feet are for climbing trees. So climbing trees for the gecko. The next one says the sea urchin spines. That is part of its body. Brant, what do you think the purpose of its spines are? Protection, okay? A lot of adaptations are either to protect them or to help them find or get food. Because what do we need in order to survive? Food, and do we have to protect ourselves from being eaten by other things?
No.
Yes. Yes. So most things, the adaptations are in order to get food or in order to not to become food for someone else. Okay, the next one, the okapi tongue. And if you look at it, it's an okapi, I believe, is related to a giraffe. I think we looked it up one year. They have some similarities. So why do you think its tongue looks like that, Finley? Yeah, so that it can reach leaves, which are its food. So it can reach leaves, and in parentheses I'm going to put food. So I told you most adaptations are to get food or to not be food. So this one's protection, so it's not eaten. That one so it can reach food. Why do you think geckos climb trees? to possibly get away from predators or to go find food up in the tree. So that might be both, might knock off both those lists. Okay, page 123, you had number 3, and then there's a number 4. Okay, number 3 says, compare and contrast. What is alike and what is different about the way the two birds below use structural adaptations to find their food? Remember, a structural adaptation is their body. So it shows a finch and an owl. What is something that is similar? Dominic, what did you put for similar?
The owl can spot its prey easily and finch can find berries and food.
Okay, so they both use their eyes to find food. Okay, so they are alike. They both use their eyes. Brady, do you want to share something? Okay, if you do, please raise your hand. So they both use their eyes to find food. Okay, and they don't eat the same thing. Their eyes aren't even positioned the same, but they both use their eyes in order to find food. And like Dom said, the owl is looking for smaller animals. The finch is looking for berries or seeds or something like that, but they're both using their eyes, which is a part of their body, in order to locate food. Harper, how are they different?
Owls have a smaller beak and finches have like a longer.
Okay, in comparison to their bodies, right? Okay, so owls have a little bit smaller of a beak in comparison to their large bodies, and finches might have a longer beak. Kendall? So here, I'm going to put different, we'll put beak size. Do you think that beak size is for a reason? Yes, because the finches need their beak to probably crack seeds. Do owls need a beak to crack seeds? No. What's their beak's purpose? Yeah, to catch things. Usually they use their talons, their feet too, but it's probably more to rip open whatever they have in their talons. So it has to be a sharper beak, possibly a pointier one that will pierce through like flesh. Okay, what else is different? Kendall, what were you going to say?
The finch's eyes on the side of their head because they're hunted.
Mm-hmm.
And then the owl's eyes in the front of its head because they hunt things.
Yep, so the location of their eyes is different. Okay, and we can say owl is on the side and the finch is on the front. Did I say that backwards? Yep, sorry, that's backwards. Oh, too far. Owl is on the front. Finch is on the side. Okay, because the owl is hunting, the finch is being hunted, so it wants to see out and around it more so that it can see the predators before they eat it. Okay, their color, yes. Colors are different also. Okay, number 4. And again, this talks about extinction again. When is an animal considered extinct, Dane? If there's 2, what would have to be true about those 2? Yeah, they would have to be the same gender. So if there are 2 females or 2 males left, we could still consider it extinct. Or if there's 1 left, or obviously if there are none left. Okay? That is the point where they become extinct. Number 4 is a challenge problem. It says the large central shaft in a bird's feather is hollow. What advantage might this give the bird? What does hollow mean? Harper?
There's like something around something where there's that thing in the middle.
Yeah, so it's kind of like saying the center of a feather is like a straw. Okay, there's the outside casing, but there's nothing filling it up. Why may that benefit the bird. Reese, what did you put for this one? Why do you think having hollow, like the inside of their feathers is hollow? How might that help? No? Jude, what'd you put?
If they get hit there, like it won't like hurt their lungs or anything.
Okay, so you're thinking if it was filled, it could like pierce into them possibly if something is hit? Possibly, but that's not the reason. Sadie?
It can help them fly better
Why?
because it doesn't like it's not heavy.
Yeah, it would weigh less, okay? It results in them weighing less. The book says the feathers weigh less, so it's easier for the bird to fly. Okay, so we'll write that. Feathers weigh less. If you don't have it, fix it. So the birds can fly easier. Girls, I'm not sure what the discussion is. If you don't have it, just fix it. Finley, do you have a question? What? House walls. Some. Like, these are hollow because they're made of drywall. If they're made of brick, they're solid. Some of them are drywall and insulation. Yep, so those are kind of hollow. Some doors, like that door is hollow. It's not a solid metal door. Some doors are solid wood. Some are hollow wood, which just means they have the outside, but the inside's not filled.
If that one wasn't hollow, would it just break off the hinges?
No. The hinges would hold it. Okay, number 5 on page 124. Number 5 on page 124. Number 5 on page 124. Why might the lion cubs need to be born knowing how to hunt? Why might the lion cubs not need? That is a learned behavior. I think that's what it talked about here. They're not born knowing how to kill their own food. Jude, why do they not need to know that?
They don't need to because like they don't need to learn how to hunt until they're older.
Why is the question though?
Because
Their mom supports them. Their mom gets them food.
And they wouldn't be strong.
Their mom feeds them. Okay, guys, there's going to be lots of talking. There's no need for discussion. So their mom feeds them when they're young. So there is no reason for them to have to know how to hunt. That is a learned behavior, meaning the mom or dad has to teach them how to hunt in order to survive. That is a learned behavior. Do you have a question?
In the text it said that they watch their parents.
Yeah, so that's how they learn how to do it. Yep, a lot of your learned behaviors are from watching someone else. Yes?
Wouldn't they also be too weak to hunt?
Possibly. They could probably hunt some things because they would be bigger and stronger than some animals, but yeah. Number 6. Write 2 differences between the digging done by Atlantic ghost crab and the digging done by a farmer. Okay, so it shows above it that there's the Atlantic ghost crab and it talks about it in the text. Nate, what did you write for that one? What's the difference between those 2 things digging?
But it says it's like from a farmer.
So you're comparing the digging done by a farmer and a digging done by an Atlantic ghost crab.
This is different because the ghost crab lives in the hole they dig, and the farmer digs a hole to plant like crops.
Okay, so the purpose of digging is different, okay? So we can write the purpose of digging. I'm going to put purpose is different. The ghost crab digs to live, the farmer digs to plant crops. Haley?
This is different because the ghost crab is born with the instinct to dig.
Yeah, so the crab digging is an instinct, and for the farmer, digging is what? A learned behavior. A learned behavior. There's one more, Harper. Well, it depends on what they're digging. Because not really. If we're trying to dig a giant hole, who's going to dig it faster, the farmer or the crab? The crab. The farmer, probably, because they have bigger tools.
Yeah, better.
So if the crab and the farmer are competing to dig the same size hole, let's talk about the tools. Hey guys, I need you to focus. We have 10 more minutes and we still have lots to do. Kendall.
The crab digs in the sand.
Well, and you guys are getting, there's lots of differences, but what was this section about? Something that, it's in this section for a reason. Sadie?
Crabs can do it with their body.
Yes, crabs have a structural adaptation to dig. Farmers have to use tools. So crabs have a structural adaptation. Farmers use tools. Okay, they have to have tools to dig. I mean, they can use their hands, but it's not quite as effective. Number 7 on the next page. And again, guys, you should have these answers down in your book. I'm not going over them for me. I'm going over them for so you have the correct answers. Number 7. What effect could less winter snow have on the fur of snowshoe hares over many generations? So it's saying the winter, there's getting less and less snow. How could that affect the fur of these rabbits? Jude?
And I put they might have like a different color. It might not be as white.
Yeah, they will probably begin to change colors because if they stay white, what's going to happen if there's no snow?
They're gonna die.
Yeah, they're not going to blend in and they will potentially die. So number 7, let's put fur will change colors. Haley, what were you going to say?
They'll go extinct if their fur keeps color because they change colors so they can hide from predators.
Yeah, so I'm going to put or die. Okay, because if they are white and there is no snow, yes, they will stand out, so predators will see them and they will potentially die. That's where the adaptation comes in. Okay, the adaptation will occur. Hopefully the fur will start changing to a darker color so that they can survive. Number 8. Do you think that the speed of a change in the environment might affect whether or not a species becomes extinct and why? Brody, what did you have for this one? Do you think the speed matters? The speed of a change matters. What? Okay, why? I agree. It is yes, but why? Sophie, what'd you have?
I said yes, it does. If there was weather, if the weather was warm and then overnight it immediately turns cold, the plants and animals will have no time to get to a new environment.
Yeah, so they won't have time to adapt. If change happens quickly, there is no time to adapt. Okay, and if they don't adapt, they could potentially not survive. Okay, number 9 says a hedgehog is a small mammal that is covered with sharp spines for protection. How do the offspring of a hedgehog benefit from this adaptation? So it's saying the spines are the adaptation. What are offspring, Parker?
Offsprings are the babies
And
That is its child.
yes, so can you put away your AR book, please? Okay, so this is saying, how do baby hedgehogs benefit from these spines, Dane? Welcome. Max, how do baby hedgehogs benefit from the spines? Yes, they won't get eaten. It prevents them from getting eaten. Number 9, the spines prevent them from getting eaten. Put your book away, get out your notes. We're not done yet. Okay, extinct. Nate, what does extinct mean? Bryson, turn around.
I can't find my notes page.
It's on the back of lesson 2. There's lesson 2.
No, I can't find it.
Go check your locker. Nate, what does extinct mean?
Like something that's permanently gone.
Okay, so something that's permanently gone, I'm going to put that more in scientific words. So it's a species with no more of its kind. Under that, I'm going to put unable to reproduce. Okay, because it's not always no more of the kind. Remember, it's at the point where where they're unable to reproduce. So if it gets down to 1 female or 1 male, it is considered, I think they call it relatively extinct, which means they're not completely gone yet, but they're unable to reproduce. So it's just a matter of time.
But then if we have 2, like 1 male and 1
So if there's,
male, couldn't they just take the DNA and then put it together? Yeah.
I don't know, that's not naturally. They would have to use science, but yes, they're getting there scientifically. You are correct. Possibly. Okay, name 1 species that is extinct. Lori, give me 1. Okay, the dodo bird is one that it mentioned. Hey guys, what we don't get through today, we're doing tomorrow, and you have an assignment tomorrow. So I suggest we focus. Kendall, another one. The woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth, and let's just stop there. There's lots more. Structural adaptations. Lori, what is a structural adaptation?
Like adaptations that help the animal or plant.
Okay, but that is the word adaptation. What does it mean if it's a structural adaptation? I agree that it's useful. We're going to start with a useful change. Okay, because that's what you said, and that's correct, but that's really a adaptation. What makes it structural? Haley?
It's like in its body.
Yeah, in the body parts. A useful change in the body. We can add in parts, body parts of animals. And then we're just going to put the example. Hunters have eyes in the front. Okay, that is a structural adaptation. Its eyes are in the front for a useful purpose. Okay, we are going to stop there.